Have you ever felt scared to speak your truth because you feared being judged, abandoned, or punished? I am too familiar with this fear because it controlled me for years. When I was a little girl, age about 16 to 18, I dared to speak my truth against an authority figure in my family. But instead of hearing me out, I was punished. I was beaten and I was silenced for not being obedient enough. That moment shattered me. It created a lot of fear within me, fear of being seen, fear of speaking my truth. And from a bold, outspoken girl, I went into my shell and I started feeling weak, powerless. And that caused a ripple effect of different fears developing within me and the very many coping mechanisms that I had adapted to in order to survive. This fear followed me everywhere. And anytime I wanted to speak my mind, be it with my own family members or at work with my seniors, with bosses, or even with friends, I would freeze. My mind abandoned me, and I would automatically shift into people pleasing or fawning. I lost myself trying to be something that I wasn't, just so I could feel safe and I could belong. So there are some core wounds around using our own voice, and now I'm about to share what are some of the top core wounds that I found in myself and common across people who I work with. The goal is to identify what are these deep-rooted subconscious patterns and beliefs that stop us from speaking our truth and stop us from being our most authentic self. So the number one on the list is fear of being judged. I was terrified that people would see me as someone difficult if I shared my truth. And being labeled or termed as a problem felt worse than staying silent and being invisible. The second is fear of being targeted. From a very young age, we are taught that silence equals safety. If I stay quiet, I won't be hurt or I won't be rejected. And this belief keeps so many people trapped in fear. The third is fear of being punished or reprimanded, which can also have an underlying fear of loneliness or being abandoned. My nervous system was now programmed to believe that if I spoke up, that would cause me pain. So I learned to keep quiet to avoid punishment. Even my soul was screaming for me to speak, but I was not able to because I was stuck in that pattern and drowning myself in those fears. Fourth is to speak our truth and to take up space. We need to have certain amount of self-worth within us that say that I am worthy enough to take up space. I have something important to share. I am worthy enough to share my truth, to share my story. What I feel is valid, what I feel is important, and what I'm going through matters. Because with years of emotional neglect, it will definitely manifest as these behavioral patterns where we display lack of confidence, lack of self-worth, that can also stop us from feeling like we are deserving to take up space and talk about your life experience. So it changes your self-concept. And the last, which I have found in me, which was on a very, very deep level, is what we call as witch wound or fear of being seen. And this is passed down to us, especially women, from our mothers and the generation of women in our family line who came before us, our mothers, grandmothers, and it is also rooted in persecution, or fear of death, fear of being killed for speaking your truth, which a lot of women carry because of the witch trial or the witch trial that happened in the 13th and the 14th century, where women were completely, they lost their sovereignty and their right to live because showed how connected they are or how powerful they are, and that threatened the so witch wound is where you would prefer shrinking rather than just taking up space and speaking your truth. So the first step is recognizing your own pattern, and the first step is realizing that every time I chose silence, I chose to suppress my voice, or I chose to not speak up, I was abandoning myself. I was abandoning the little girl inside me, the part of me that deserved my love and my validation and deserved to speak up and take up space in this world just as anyone else. And I realized that I had to stop gaslighting my own feelings. So once you identify that, step 2 is embracing all those emotions that come up. Like, you have identified these are your core beliefs and this is your concept of self, and these are the stories that you are repeating over and over that it's not safe for me to be myself. I will be reprimanded if I speak up, or whatever your internal dialogues are. After you have identified and recognized those, step 2 is to face all those emotions that you feel. Face the rage, face the fears, and the underlying feeling that could also stem in self-loathe and undeservability. That I do not deserve to be heard, I do not deserve to be seen, I do not deserve to take up space. So whatever your core emotion is attached to all the belief system that you have lived with, you need to face those, break those, and process those. When I process my own rage, I realized that the rage was not against my parents or different authority figures who kept silencing me and suppressing my originality or my voice. But the rage I felt was against that I was abandoning my own voice. I was doing to myself what they were doing to me. And I was angry at myself because I kept betraying myself to make others comfortable. So there comes like a whole different world of how you have betrayed yourself. And the key here is to be kind to yourself, that I deserve my kindness, I deserve my compassion and my own love and my own forgiveness for the way in which I have betrayed myself. Next, that is how you even reparent your inner child or your subconscious mind. So I had to become my own inner mother and inner father. Every time my mind would run towards the external or the physical father or the mother outside, I would remind myself that the rage I feel, my inner child feels, is directed towards me, towards my own inner mother and father, and not external. Because as long as I was taking my rage and putting it on my parents, saying that you did not keep me safe, I was stuck in that wounded energy. I was hurting myself more because my wounds were very open. I went through the same process of invalidate my feelings being invalidated or my experience being invalidated. So key is to understand that you become your own inner mother, inner father, and individuate from your physical parents on the outside, where you give yourself all of that power. My inner feminine needed more nurturing and changed the way I was my biggest inner critique. The voice of my mother as a young child replaced my own voice when I grew up. So it was like a record, being highly critical, being filled with self-doubt. So you replace that with a compassionate mother, that is you yourself being your own mother. My inner masculine had to teach my mind how to hold space for my emotions, how to honor my own emotions, and how to be myself unapologetically. And step 4, after all of the recognition of the patterns, and you use different techniques, like you can use theta healing to change your belief system, to do a digging process. You can use energy healing, positive affirmations. A lot of different tools are there. So once you have identified everything and completely, spend enough time with yourself and your inner child to change that internal chemistry and your energy, the final step to break this pattern is embodiment and integration. So you have to speak up despite the fear and despite you feeling very, very uncomfortable, because your nervous system is just so used to shrinking, so used to silence, so used to being invisible and being on the sideline. But now suddenly you are telling yourself and different parts of you that we are going to take up space and we are going to be ourselves in this world. So there was a situation where I shared my truth with my father. Despite my voice, the inner voice telling me that he's not going to understand you, he's going to judge you, he's going to gaslight you, and he's going to make you feel terrible for even being open with him in the first place. So these are all the fears that try to stop me. But I was very clear that I have to break this pattern. So I spoke my truth to him and I told him that this is what it is. This person, or whatever the situation was, this person is not reliable. So immediately my mind told me that, see, he's going to think that you are again getting into some difficult situation or you're finding faults everywhere. But I shut that down and I reminded myself that my only responsibility is to speak my truth and be true to myself, be true to my feelings and I am not responsible for how the other person perceives my truth or how they see me. That is completely their issue and not my issue. So with that, I keep reaffirming and take towards speaking my truth, sharing my story, being myself. So how the truth sets you free and how the universe rewards you. So when that happened, I showed up courage. I came out of that shell and I broke like so many years and maybe even generations of this pattern of women being silent in my family. So when I showed up that courage, the universe did the rest. Immediately, the universe revealed the truth to my father, and I was validated without needing his approval. Where he was put in the same situation where I was, and the truth was shown to him, where he realized that, yeah, maybe he was, after all, he has this notion or perception of who I am, and he was immediately shown how wrong he was. So here is how you can reclaim your voice as well. Identify the core beliefs that are holding you back. What is your internal dialogue, your internal story? That is it safe for me to speak my truth? Do I fear rejection? Your truth is hidden below all these beliefs. And the biggest tool out there to reprogram your subconscious mind is to connect with your inner child. So connect with your inner child and reparent your inner child. Find out what were some of your emotional unmet needs that you did not receive in early on in your life, and find a way to fulfill your own needs by giving yourself that love and validation, appreciation, acknowledgement that you never got from the outside. The biggest way to break this pattern is practice speaking your truth. Even if your voice is shaky, even if that makes you uncomfortable. Start small, speak your truth. The more you do it, the more you reclaim your power. And last is, it helps to let go of the need for validation, because your job is not to control how others see you, but your job is to just be your most authentic self and speak your the universe will handle the rest. Your voice is your power. Every time you speak your truth, you heal a part of yourself and shift your reality. The universe rewards those who are brave enough to be themselves. If this resonated with you, share in the comments what truth are you ready to share. And if you want more insights on healing and reclaiming your power, make sure to like, subscribe and share, and join me on this journey of truth and transformation.